Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing some fall DIYs. I don't have very much fall decor, so I'm trying to get crafty with what I do have or with what I found at thrift stores recently. So we're going to be making a few things, and today is the perfect day to do it because it is a glorious 60 degrees outside. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm going to open all the windows, turn on Gilmore Girls, and light a fall scented candle and get to work. So these are the fabrics I want to work with. This is a bed skirt and I don't need it, and I only paid I think $1 for this, so I really want to use this fabric. I think this is going to be pretty for the cafe curtains, and then I want to turn this round tablecloth into a table runner for in here.
You ever wonder if days like these last with one another, with the feeling pass? Would you find out with me?
So once I cut the pieces to the length that I wanted them to be, and I'm pretty sure I done these 10 inches and then whatever width they were on the bed skirt, I just cut them 10 inches long plus a little extra so that I have room for some seam allowance. But what I done was I folded over the ends once and then twice, and then I did take an iron and iron that down. That way they are perfectly straight and ready to be sewn. I did go ahead and sew all of the edges on these cafe curtains besides the top edge. So this one I thought about doing kind of like a regular curtain, but I changed my mind and thought it would look better if I done like the cafe curtain clips and then attach those to the rings. So what I'm going to do is basically just repeat the same process I've done for all three sides and fold over once and fold over twice, and then I'm going to iron that down to get my finished edge. Cafe curtains are, in my opinion, the easiest curtains to make. You do not need to sew them. You don't even need to buy fabric to make them. You can use napkins, and you could also use like scarves as long as they're small. So me personally, I didn't want to go out and buy anything more, so I'm just using what I had on hand. And this fabric is not only pretty for fall time, but it also goes really well in my kitchen with the color scheme I have going on in there. So I did not mind to take the time and cut these down to turn into some cafe curtains. And I will say, using the fabric from a bed skirt was a really good idea because they were already finished on one edge, and it made it super easy for this whole process. if you are a sewer, then you may already know this trick, but if you are new to sewing, I'm just going to share with you this little tip. So sometimes that first edge that you fold over will stick out. I don't know how to explain it, but it will like stick out on the side once you sew it down. And I have found a way to remedy that by cutting it as like a, like I just showed you, and then sewing it flat, and that always works for me. So just in case you don't know, that is a neat little tip to try, and it works every single time.
Open air, side by side we sway there in all the colors. Summer love, lonesome dove, folded on the lawn chair in all the colors. Summer love, remember when we were getting nowhere fast, when the garden won't stop giving back.
Alright guys, now we're going to move on to making the table runner. So to do this, it's fairly simple. You just need to cut 2 rectangular pieces at the exact length and width, and then you are going to lay them outsides facing each other. That way the inside is the part you see. And then for this one specifically, I wanted to add some fringe to the ends of it, and to do that, all I'm going to do is place the fringe in between the 2 fabrics along the edge, making sure that the fringe is facing the inside. So I'm not seeing the fringe, but I know it's under there. And then I'm just going to cut that to size and pin it down, and then put my stitch in. Now that I have the fringe sewn to the one side, it is time to sew down the edges. So what we're going to do is you're just going to create your crease. You can do that with an iron. You don't have to. Maybe, you can just eyeball it, but you're just going to sew down the edges of both sides. And then once you're done with that, we're going to flip it out, and I'm going to show you how to add the fringe to the other side. Okay, now that you have got both sides completely sewn down, you want to flip it out. And then after you flip it out, it's always best to use an iron to make it completely flat and even. And then you're going to take the other end and you're going to fold those pieces on the inside so that you have a clean edge. And then again, it's always best to use an iron. That way it is completely flat and it looks good. So iron that down, and then cut your fringe to size. And if it is like a double-sided fringe, maybe one side looks different than the other, make for sure that you are matching the pattern that's on the other side. So for this one, it had a braided edge on one side and the other side it was not. So just make sure that you pay attention to that. But you're going to cut that to size and then stuff it inside of there, pin it down, I don't use pins. I use these little clips. You can get them on Amazon. I will link them in the description box for you. They have honestly made my life so much easier when it comes to sewing, so very thankful for these. But I'm just going to get this stuffed in here, and then once you have it ready to go, all you do is just put that stitch right along the edge. It's always best to use a coordinating thread, that way you don't see it so much. However, I didn't take the time to do that, nor did I really care, because I was going to do another top stitch along each edge of the rest of it. So that's pretty much it. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this inspired you to create some of your own decor for the holiday seasons coming up. And if you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you think. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!